Hello, welcome to Philbert Flies and this pre-release preview of Orbx's Stockholm Bromma airport scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator by Marcus Newberg. I'm trying out a new format here in which I show you the highlights and lowlights without waffling on for a full 15 minutes plus and boring you to death with every inch of every building. Let me know in the comments what you think of it. We're going to start our tour here on Apron 4 at the western end of Bromma Airport. This is where I parked my CJ4 after flying in earlier. I believe the ground textures here and across the airport are satellite image based, which has pros and cons. The main pro is the realistic uneven tone. You'll see dirt and grime, tyre marks and spillages which look absolutely fantastic. The main con of course is the low resolution. You'll notice this much more later on in the video when there are more details on the ground. The buildings here look absolutely fantastic, with detailed models and some of the best textures I've seen. Crisp, nicely weathered and very detailed. You'll also notice a number of static planes both inside and outside the hangar and a number of people working on them, which really brings the place to life. Moving southeast from Apron 4 towards the main terminal, you'll notice that the ground markings are generally pretty good, although these yellow lines do have some jagged edges, which is a bit of a shame. This is one of two piers of the main terminal, and you'll notice not only some very high quality static aircraft models, but also a huge amount of activity around them, which really adds to the immersion. The piers themselves are beautifully modelled with excellent high resolution textures and a good amount of ground clutter around them. While there is some use of transparent glass in selected areas of the airport, most of the windows make use of opaque textures, and these are alright, but it does feel like a little bit of a step backwards given Marcus's fantastic use of transparent glass and interior modelling in Gothenburg. It's also noticeable in this area that satellite ground imagery has been used, and there's a lot of blurriness and artifact around and about the place. In spite of the lack of transparent glass, the main terminal buildings look very, very nice indeed. They're well modelled and the texture work really is second to none, with some fantastic weathering. The control tower looks absolutely awesome. And the landside entrance to the terminal looks pretty good as well. There's some nice detail, although it is let down by the blurry satellite ground textures. The runway looks pretty good, with accurate markings and really impressive rubber markings around the touchdown zone, which look very natural. However, the textures are a little bit blurry when you get up close to them. The night lighting is a little bit disappointing in my opinion. The apron floodlights seem to be far too dim, and the terminal windows look alright, but not half as good as they would look if they had transparent glass in, and you could see a little bit of interior behind them. The taxiway and runway lighting, however, looks very good. The implementation of snow at Bromma is actually pretty impressive, given the simulator's limitations. There's no sharp transitions between areas that are thickly blanketed in snow and areas that don't have any snow at all. In fact, there are no weird gaps in the snow coverage at all. The runway could do with being cleared. I don't know if this is possible, but that's the only thing that stands out to me as markedly unrealistic. As well as the airport itself, Orbx have modelled over 100 points of interest across Stockholm, particularly focusing on the approach to runway 30, which is, I can tell you, very impressive indeed. These models are done to a typically high Orbx standard, and they're a really nice addition to the package. So what's the verdict? Well, overall Bromma is a really nice add-on package. It feels very lifelike thanks to the high quality modelling and top tier building texturing, as well as the people and the ground clutter. It's also fantastic to see so many Stockholm landmarks included. The two things that let it down, in my opinion, are the low resolution satellite ground textures and the night lighting. It would be great to see the floodlights brightened up a bit, and even greater to see the nighttime window textures improved. Bear in mind that this is a pre-release build and it's possible that things might be changed before the product is released. If there are any significant changes, I'll let you know about them in the video description. I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you have, do please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon here on Filbert Flies. Bye bye.